As the 2022 NFL offseason is set to begin and free agency is closing upon us, there's going to be a market for free agent quarterbacks. And one of the free agent quarterbacks that is on the market is Mitchell Trubisky. Now, we know Mitchell Trubisky spent last season as the backup to Josh Allen in Buffalo, but he spent his first 4 years with the Chicago Bears as their quarterback. Now, we know Mitchell Trubisky failed to live up to expectations at the number 2 overall pick back in the 2017 overall draft, but I have a video on this channel that covers why exactly he failed with the Chicago Bears. And I will leave the link to that video at the end of this video, and I will also have it in the cards above this video. But Mitchell Trubisky is set to hit the free agent market again. And one of the teams that is currently going to be in a market for a quarterback is the Pittsburgh Steelers. So in this video, we are going to cover the possibility of Mitchell Trubisky being a Pittsburgh Steeler and what would that mean to both his career and the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise moving forward. But before I cover this topic, make sure you guys leave this video a like, as that always helps this channel to grow. And if you are a first-time viewer and you enjoy football content, make sure you click that subscribe button and notification bell so you will not miss a single video. This is APW Sports. Let's time to talk about Mitchell Trubisky. So without further ado, let's dive into it.
I'm striving to get rich. That's why I almost went 2 years without buying shoes and fits. Things change now. My mom hearing me with my music and she look a little prouder.
Now, I am one on this channel. If you have been an OG of this channel or are you new to this channel, I have been one to say that Mitchell Trubisky's time as a Chicago Bear was not all Mitchell Trubisky's fault. Now, he did not live up to that number 2 overall pick expectations, but I believe there is still room for him to be a starting quarterback in this league. Now, I do not believe he's going to set the world on fire. I do not believe he's going to go to any roster and just ultimately change that franchise, but I still believe he has the tools to be a starting quarterback in this league. Now, one of the main reasons why I believe Mitchell Trubisky did not have the greatest of careers as a Chicago Bear is Matt Nagy. Now, we all seen Matt Nagy mishandle the entire Andy Dalton, Justin Fields situation, which leads into him mishandling the entire Mitchell Trubisky situation because they both played out, in my opinion, the same way. He was not utilized to the best of his strengths, just like Justin Fields was not utilized to the best of his strengths behind Matt Nagy. And now he spent one offseason free of Matt Nagy, where he was the backup in Buffalo, where he got to see Josh Allen and his development and where that offense has gone under Brian Daboll. He was able to see a different type of offense. He was even played in the preseason and maybe some games in the regular season in this offense. And I believe outside of a Matt Nagy schemed offense and a Matt Nagy ran offense, Mitchell Trubisky can have some success in this league. And I still believe he should at least have the opportunity to be a starting quarterback in this league. Because when you watch Mitchell Trubisky, you can see he has arm talent there. You can see he has definite mobility there, which is going to be very key because the Pittsburgh Steelers do not have the greatest of offensive lines, and it still needs to be fixed. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers are heading into a post-Ben Roethlisberger era, and they currently have Mason Rudolph on the roster right now. And to be 100% honest, I do not believe the Pittsburgh Steelers should move forward with Mason Rudolph as their starting quarterback. Now, they do have some options, but I believe Mitchell Trubisky can be a very good fit for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mitchell Trubisky can go into that Pittsburgh Steelers roster and not necessarily change the roster, but even deciding what moves they can do. They can probably draft a quarterback, maybe a Pickett from out of Pitt, maybe a Malik Willis from out of Liberty. They're going to have different options to draft a quarterback this offseason. And to me, I don't believe this quarterback class is going to be a franchise-changing, heavy quarterback type of draft class like we seen last year in the 2021 NFL draft when you had Trevor Lawrence, when you had Justin Fields, Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, and Trey Lance. This quarterback class in this 2022 draft is really not necessarily deep. So I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to have to either A, address it with the trade, or B, go into the free agent market. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers do have a lot of salary cap with $31.2 million, but this Pittsburgh Steelers team has some holes to address. Mainly, I believe, on the offensive line. They still have some questions to what they're going to do with Juju Smith-Schuster. Is they going to bring him back? They do have questions mainly on the cornerback spots. Joe Hayden is getting a little up there in age. You still have TJ Watt's contract that probably needs to be played out at some point this offseason. So you're going to have some questions in Pittsburgh. I don't think they should be one of those teams that's going to necessarily bring one of the top quarterbacks that could be on the market in, like a Deshaun Watson, like a Russell Wilson, because they have so many needs to address. So I believe they can go that cheaper route. I believe they should go that cheaper route and get a guy probably like a Mitchell Trubisky to come in and probably be that type of bridge quarterback. He gets to come in, step into that offense, and I think it could be a very successful offense. I'm not going to say they're going to be a top flight offense, but bringing Mitchell Trubisky's skill set into this Pittsburgh Steelers roster can help them going forward, because that gives them cap flexibility to address a lot of other needs that they're going to have this offseason. You don't have to spend top dollar to get that quarterback, because the Steelers, like I said, have a lot of holes and a lot of issues to address, mainly on the offensive side of the ball in this post-Ben Roethlisberger era. And even with Big Ben struggling throughout most of the point of this season, the Steelers were still a contending playoff team. They were not the world beaters that they looked like when they started off 2020 11-0, but this Pittsburgh Steelers team under Mike Tomlin has still been one of the better teams in the NFL. They still have one of the top defenses in the NFL, led by TJ Watt and led by Cam Heyward, but they still have some decisions with Stephon Tuitt. They still have decisions with their linebacker spot. They still have Micah Fitzpatrick that is up in free agency this year. So the Steelers have a lot of holes to address. Even though quarterback, I believe, is still a big hole that this Steelers team needs to address, Mitchell Trubisky can come in on a cheaper contract than what you would have to pay for necessarily a Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, even if they do decide to draft a quarterback, which I don't think either of these quarterbacks are going to be ready to start day one. Mitchell Trubisky can come in, be that little bridge quarterback, come in, have some success, and on top of that, he spent the season outside of Matt Nagy, so he spent with the Buffalo Bills, not conform to that Matt Nagy offense. He had success in a preseason under Brian Daboll, and he has a skill set that is really translatable to this NFL today with his mobility, his arm talent, his ability to throw on the move, his ability to do things outside of the pocket. Even under coordinator Matt Canada, they were still able to get whatever was left out of Big Ben Roethlisberger. Even though he was a shell of himself, that Steelers offense still saw some productivity from Ben Roethlisberger. So I believe you pair a guy like Mitchell Trubisky with Canada, with the running game with Najee Harris, some weapons like Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, in this Steelers offense, you can really get some things out of Mitchell Trubisky, and you can have some success with Trubisky with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And like I said before, they save a lot of money on the salary cap from getting one of those top market guys, and they give themselves flexibility to address other needs that they have on this roster, because they do have holes to fix this offseason if they want to stay contending in that AFC North division with the Cincinnati Bengals team that just made the Super Bowl, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Cleveland Browns. But hey, those are just my thoughts on Mitchell Trubisky becoming a Pittsburgh Steeler, possibly. So if you guys leave this video a like, that helps this channel to grow tremendously, and it helps beat the YouTube algorithm. Comment your thoughts down below. Do you believe the Steelers should really sign Mitchell Trubisky? Where should he sign? Does he deserve a chance to be a starting quarterback in this league? I really want to see what you guys think on the entire Mitchell Trubisky situation, so leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, click that subscribe button and notification bell so you will not miss any of the videos that I post on this channel. But I am APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe. Have a great and excellent day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.